Hello, everybody. Terence Moore back for Terence's Take, and boy, this is just fantastic. If you didn't hear part one of Dick Vitale, you're going to get a chance to hear part two. And matter of fact, go back and listen to part one. It was so great. You know, we're going to talk to Dick Vitale today about some of the things that are going on in college football today, or college basketball, I should say. And you know what? If we talk college football, I can talk to you about that, too, because he's a big Fighting Irish fan. Matter of fact, I got to ask you this, Dick. Speaking of the Fighting Irish, they're in the Final Four here. They're playing Clemson, and then you've got Alabama and Oklahoma in the other one. And, you know, I'm an old South Bend native here, so be gentle. What's going to happen with the Irish?
Well, you know, the bottom line is, obviously, you mentioned about being a little prejudiced to Notre Dame. I have 7 degrees in my family from Notre Dame. My daughters are both double domers. They got their masters as well as their undergrad. Their husbands was a quarterback at Notre Dame in the mid-'90s, Thomas Crew. He's now one of the youngest circuit court judges in the state of Florida. My other son played lacrosse there, and he's now in our area, lives right 5 minutes from me, and he's a leading surgeon here, hand, shoulder, elbow surgeon. They're all Notre Damers.
Wow.
And I even got an honorary alum degree there. And when I got the degree, Terence, my daughters came up to me, they said, Dad, you just ruined the value of our degrees, man. Honorary alum degree. But so Notre Dame is big, but reality, you're looking at playing an explosive Clemson team, a team that's dominated people. Saying all that, I really feel in my heart, somehow, someway, this Irish team is going to get to the final game. I think we're going to see Alabama and Notre Dame in the championship.
You know, listen to this man, because I follow Dick Vitale on Twitter, and he said, now get this, folks, he said this way before the season started, that this was a very special team. So Dick Vitale is a guy, he's also a football guy, and just a basketball guy. But here we're going to...
I not only said that, I said after they beat Stanford, I said, trust me, because I was at the game.
Yes.
I said, trust me, this team is going to run the table and go undefeated. I put it on Twitter.
I saw that. I definitely saw that. You know, and here's the thing about Dick Vitale. This guy is constantly moving around. He's got to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. So we're going to have a lightning round of questions for him. I just jotted this down. It was like, what do people want to hear from Dick Vitale? And I'm going to get to that in just a second. But I just got to say this. This is his 4th decade at ESPN, and I just figured it out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 presidents, all right? So Dick, let me start with this. Out of the 7 presidents who've been around since you've been at ESPN, starting with Jimmy Carter, which one was the best college basketball fan?
Well, I can tell you this. I would say probably Clinton, because I interviewed Clinton. He was a big Razorback fan. Oh, man, he was an Arkansas lover, and I remember interviewing him about that. I remember one time we interviewed him right out of year, Brad Nessler and I, and he seemed to know his basketball. So I would say he's probably the basketball guy. Baseball would have to be George W. Bush. I remember sitting in a box with him at a game, Texas Ranger game. At that time, he was I think he might have been the president or general manager, but he was up there. I know he was the president of the Rangers, I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Well, and I tell you what, we're going to have sort of a lightning round here of different questions. And of course, the first one I got to ask, and I was asking different people, what do you want to hear from Dick Vitale? You're so associated with the ACC, rightfully or wrongfully. Do you still look at the ACC as the best conference in college basketball, or has somebody else sneaked up to join them or pass them?
Well, you know, I think it runs in errors. I think, you know, the SEC made a big stride last year, and they've come on big time. The Big Ten this year has been better than what we thought. So we got to let it play out. But the one thing you know with the ACC, you're going to get consistency, especially up on top with North Carolina, Duke, and Virginia. Those teams just year in and year out put on solid teams. But I would say, you know, when you talk about the SEC, when you think about vintage Kentucky teams, and right now Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee beat number 1 in the country just recently in Gonzaga, and I'm telling you, they are really going to be a very good team. But people laughed at me. My preseason, I had Tennessee number 3 in the country. But people kept saying you overrated them. Oh, really? Oh, really? Take a look at them. They got 1 loss. They lost in overtime in New York in a really tough game with Kansas, who's undefeated. So, I mean, they're good. They're really good. So conferences run in cycles. They really do.
Yes. And you're talking about undefeated, and as we speak, and this could change by the time people hear the podcast, But you have 9 undefeated teams right now. You got Michigan, you got Furman, you got Nevada, you got Buffalo, St. John's, Virginia, Texas Tech, Houston, and Kansas. The last undefeated team totally was that 1976 powerhouse Bob Knight Indiana basketball. Will there be another undefeated team ever, and will it happen this year?
Well, I don't think it's happening this year. I really don't. Guys, I got beat yesterday, and Duke's already been beaten. Kansas has been on a road trip, has been found a way to win. I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the change of personnel because of the one and done just takes away the chance of really building the powers. Like when you look, you mentioned Knight's team, and I'm see it tested my memory here, but we're thinking about Buckner, tremendous point guard.
Sure.
We're thinking about Scott May. I mean, we're thinking about certainly you got to think of Wilkerson, who was a tremendous defensive player. In the post, Benson, Abernathy. I mean, that team had the whole package.
No doubt.
And more veteran players. Today, if a kid's a good player, like take a look at Duke. Zion Williamson is gone. The kid, R.J. Barrett, is gone. Cam Reddish is gone. They're there 4 or 5 months, and they're off. So it's very difficult. And then there's another reason. The 3-point shot and the time, the fact that you got a shot clock now, that takes away where you can neutralize great teams by, backing the ball out, slowing the game down, reducing the number of possessions. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and you're talking about Duke, and 2 questions about Duke. One, you mentioned Zion Williamson, you mentioned R.J. Barrett. Which one of those guys will be the number 1 pick? And then Duke overall, they've all of a sudden they've got into the one and done market here. Is this a championship or bust season for Duke?
Well, I think they got a great championship pedigree there in terms of the coach. I mean, he knows how to build a team. They tell me these kids, I'm going to be seeing Duke for the first time in person. I'm doing their game on the 20th in Madison Square Garden, and then I'll have a couple of their games when they come back in January and February. But the scenario is this, that those kids are so talented. But if it was 4 out of 7, Terence, I would tell you nobody would beat them. If it was the NBA playoffs, you play 4 games, you got to win out of 7. And a 1-game shot with a 3-point shot, a shot clock, somebody getting foul trouble, I mean, they can be beaten. There's no automatic gimme that they're going to win the national title. I really feel that. As far as the number 1 pick, I know who my number 1 pick would be. I love the skills, the multi-skills of R.J. Barrett, but I'd give the slightest edge to Zion because I don't think we've seen what a complete player he's going to be once he gets that under his belt experience, handling the ball, shooting the ball more consistent, and doing those things. And then the other magic he has, he's got a magical name already. He's box office. I mean, I'm telling you.
Yes.
People just come, how many kids at his age, you know him by their first name, say Zion, and everybody knows who we're talking about.
Yeah, we're talking about one and dones, and you immediately think of John Calipari, and he's got that machine that Kentucky, or at least he has. Kentucky has some struggles recently. Is this a bump in the road for Kentucky, or are they going to be one of the top teams at the end?
Well, I put up Twitter, and I don't think a lot of the fans agreed with me, but that's cool. I mean, I put it up when I feel, and I try to talk from my heart. I think one of the problems these kids are facing, they're talented, but I think that, it's okay. There's nothing wrong when you're an elite school like a Kentucky or Duke to play some cupcakes. They all do.
Yes.
But when you have a steady diet of it, like you look at Duke, they played against Gonzaga. They played against Kentucky. They played Auburn, who's top 10 in the country. And then they throw in a few games where they blow out cities with the Yales and the Stetsons. That's okay. But if you look at Kentucky's schedule now, if you were to go to it, they played 2 legitimate Division I teams. Mm-hmm. That's all they've played so far. They played Duke and they played Seton Hall. And the common denominator, they lost to both of those games. And I think that it really affects the growth of the players playing in those games, blowing people out, and having games where there's no contest. I think that has sort of stymied the growth of this team, but I think the 2 things they got, Calipari can coach, he can motivate and inspire, and they're talented. And there's no substitute for talent. So I think when it's all said and done, they're still going to be a major factor.
Yeah, let's jump over to a mid-major. Even though I was born and raised in South Bend, Indiana, home of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, I went to school at Miami, Ohio, which is almost as good as Notre Dame, probably better in some aspects. Mid-American Conference, and one of the hottest teams in the Mid-American Conference, or if not in the country, that nobody's really talking about is Buffalo. How good is can Buffalo make it to the Final Four from the Mid-American Conference?
Well, I definitely feel. I'm telling you, they picked. I put it up on Twitter. They're my Loyola in Chicago this year.
Oh wow!
I really think Coach Oaks and that gang, they can create a lot of problems. Remember this. This is not a Johnny-come-lately team. This team beat a very good Arizona team last year in the first round of the tournament. Came back to start the season and won a thriller over West Virginia. I mean, they can play. There's no doubt in my mind that Buffalo can create problems for a lot of the elite teams.
You know, I'm sticking with the mid-majors. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, that's where I'm based at, and there's a lot of buzz over Georgia State being the best basketball team in the state, which is not hard to do nowadays. Is Georgia State as potentially a sleeper as some people around here think that they could be?
Well, you know, I have not seen them. I agree like you do. They've done exceptionally well, and right now they're coming in as the best in the state because you got to give Tom Crean a little time. I think with time he's going to get Georgia really up there because he has such a passion and pride in what he does. Georgia Tech's going through a little tough time right now. I think one of the situations with them is their schedule is Cupcake City, and I think that when you have that on your schedule, I really think it affects the competitiveness out of kids, and you don't get them to play that same competitive drive, and you don't get a true. I think the real problem is you don't get a true evaluation of the strengths and weaknesses of your team. You know, when you're pouncing on people by 30 and 40 points, teams who you're so much stronger than on a regular basis, I don't think that really helps you in the long run. But, you know, I have not seen Georgia State. I haven't seen much of them. But any of those teams, you know what I know, there are a lot of kids out there who can play. I mean, how many kids you think playing for Buffalo, for example, were offered scholarships at some of these elite conference schools? Like zero.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, you know, and a couple more because you got to catch a plane. Listen, this man has always got to catch a plane. So a couple of quick ones here. One is, who is the best team that nobody's talking about right now, and who is the best player that nobody's talking about?
Well, the best team right now, people better talk more about them. You know, people on the inside of basketball know it, but the average fan doesn't, is Michigan. John Beilein has got an incredible team.
Sure.
I mean, they just are absolutely sensational. They defend really well. They play together. They understand what a good shot is. I had them against North Carolina, and I was absolutely just blown away how they carved North Carolina, to shreds. I mean, Roy Williams was beside himself. He took his starting five out, and after the game, he questioned about their ability to play with pride and passion and ability to defend. He was very upset with, obviously, their defensive ability, and that's the reason, the way they execute. So I would say Michigan, as far as a player goes, a player that people don't talk about that's a great player. Kid I like is a kid, you know, I talk about him, and the average fan wouldn't talk much about him because we don't get to, you know, the one thing with the one and done, Terence, we don't get to know these kids really.
That's right.
They're gone before you turn around. I mean, the Duke kids obviously you hear a lot about, but I would say the kid at Kansas, Dietrich Lawson, a transfer player, great inside player, he can pass the ball, he steps out, he can shoot it, he can really handle it, and he's a major talent. But there are a lot of kids out there that we're going to see as the year progresses who can flat out play. They just don't get a lot of notoriety because, you know, right now, like I said, it's a scenario where that one and done just automatically. Don't get me started with one and done because I got an hour about that. They should let kids. I'll quickly say this: kids should be allowed to go to the NBA if they want out of high school. If Zion Williamson and the kid Barrett, they wanted to go to the NBA, so what? They should be allowed to go. College is for kids that want to be in college, not for kids that want to come for 4 or 5 months. I have a real problem with that, and I have a problem, you know, keeping kids from making a living. I mean, if that's what they want to do, what's the big deal? I would love to see us use the baseball rule, where once a kid steps on a campus, he's going to stay for 3 years. And baseball works beautifully because everybody gets involved and shares in it. The NCAA, Major League Baseball, and basketball is tough to get because the NBA Players Union and the NCAA and all, they're not all on the same page.
Well, and let's close with this. You know, clearly North Carolina Duke is the biggest rivalry in college basketball. I don't think there's any dispute about that. But what is number two?
Well, let me tell you this. I think you get an argument if you walk to the Bluegrass State, there's anything Louisville and Kentucky, but I agree with you. Nothing like Carolina and Duke. I mean, it's just so special. And the reason you give it an edge over Louisville, Kentucky, they play multiple times.
Yeah.
And they also are in a league-affiliated scenario where it has so much of an impact on the league standing as well.
Yeah, and I think that's hard to argue about that. And then 3, 4, 5, hey, it's in the eye of the beholder, no question about that. But one thing that is for sure, Dick Vitale is great. And Dick, I want to thank you for being a part of this podcast twice. And I will be watching, and we'll be talking down the road for sure.
Well, I just hope and pray that people go get my new book because not only will they be, take them down memory lane, 40 years, talk about the best, you got the best coaches, my best players in my book, I'll lay this on you. And people agree and disagree. In my 40 years, I got Patrick Ewing, I got Michael Jordan,
wow.
I got Ewing, Jordan, Christian Laettner, and Ron Sampson. To me, those were the 4 best players in my 40 years at ESPN. But that's what the book does. And most of all, I'm really excited about it because I've dedicated it to a bunch of young kids. I got to know their families, got to know many of them. My gala that I run every year, Dick Vitale's Gala, we've raised so far $25.3 million for kids battling cancer. And all I can simply say, I want it to get bigger. So every dollar that I would make, not 60 cents, not 80 cents, every dollar is going toward the V Foundation for kids battling cancer. You can get an autographed copy. Just go to DickVitaleOnline.com. DickVitaleOnline.com and get an autographed copy.
And that is Dick Vitale, folks. I don't know how we're going to top this, but we'll be back next week for more Terence's Take.